So, hello everyone. I can probably start now, right? Oh, no, not now. Okay. So, hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Ivana Majarevic, and I work as Program and Community Manager at Wikimedia Serbia. Today, first, I want to welcome everyone who's here on the session, and we're here to talk about thematic weeks as a tool for strengthening the community. The goal of the session will be to share my experience in the community work, but also to show you how to use thematic week as a tool for strengthening the community. We'll go over the results we had in the Wikimedia Serbian in Serbian Wikipedia's work, and also how to improve collaboration between the Wikipedians and Wikimedians, how to learn on our mistakes, because there will be some mistakes definitely, and how you can implement this module in other chapters and community. So I'll follow the Etherpad. You'll probably have some questions. So if you have it, just put it there so I can read it and answer you. First of all, let me just say that today there should be one more presenter here. It's Aleksandar Živković, but he couldn't be here with us today. So I'm here to present our joint presentation. And I'm telling you this because I will be talking in the name of Wikimedia Serbia, but also Aleksandar is someone who's working closely with me to represent the core Wikipedia community, and we are working closely on these thematic weeks that we are having. So here I'm going to just say quickly what are the thematic weeks, and I know that a lot of you probably had some thematic weeks in their own communities and chapters, but this is my way of telling you how you can use it as a tool. So first of all, thematic weeks are online events whose goal is to encourage work on certain topics on Wikipedia, and here in this case, especially in Serbian language. And how did we start them? So we realized that some areas on Wikipedia are less developed due to lack of editors, or lack of interest or something else. So we started them in order to better develop these areas and to reach a certain quality of articles. So we started them in 2019, and the most important thing is that they are community driven. So community members are the ones who initiated these thematic weeks, and what did they wanted to solve, because some of the topics weren't well covered, and the goal is to overcome that content gap, but also the goal is to do it faster because we can work together, and we can do that by doing the joint projects. So thematic weeks as a tool can serve for overcoming the content gap, but also to strengthen the community by giving them projects to work on together. So in the last year, we all had some challenges during the pandemic, and people needed to meet up, but they couldn't. People wanted to do it something in person, some projects, events, etc., but they couldn't. But thematic weeks were the tools to overcome that problem and challenge and give something people to work on together, and to feel like they're still part of something great, some community or some joint mission they have. So the benefits of it, that the community is motivated. So just because they couldn't meet up, they, on the other hand, could work together by organizing these thematic weeks. They're not just participating in them, they are also planning these weeks. They're planning the topics, they're planning the list of articles they want to write or improve. They're talking between them what they are going to do in the future, or what they're going to change in some of the thematic weeks, etc. So there are no monetary awards, just barn stars and personal satisfaction, of course. So awards are more, competitions actually are more focused on awards, and here thematic weeks are more focused on communities' motivation and their joint work. We also have the increase of specific content that wouldn't be covered otherwise, because of their character. Thematic weeks are actually covering those content gaps. So sometimes those topics are like not so interesting for every volunteers and every editor. That's why they're specific, and we are actually trying to define them. So a lot of content that are not on Wikipedia yet can be by organizing these thematic weeks. And also the good thing about these weeks are that you can implement the global campaigns and international collaboration within the local thematic weeks. How can you do it? So in Wikimedia Serbia's actions, we did the Finding Glam. If someone participated in that, you probably know what it is. So we did that by organizing a thematic week. Then we did the One Live, One Ref also. But besides that, we organized some international collaboration. So we had thematic weeks focused on China's topic. We cooperated with Wikimedians from mainland China. So they wrote and improved articles about Serbian topics, and we did that on China's topics. So sometimes community is not so open for all international collaboration and campaigns, but we created this local context, and they were really eager to participate in that. So the results we had 29 thematic weeks in 2 years, and 2 more are in progress. We wrote and improved over 9,000 pages, and I say pages because we have here not just articles, we also had Wikidata items. We also had some thematic weeks where we illustrated the articles. So it's not just about the articles itself, but also about illustrating and creating the Wikidata items. And here is the table. It is on Wiki page about the thematic weeks on Serbian Wikipedia. And my suggestion is also, if you're planning to do something similar, to create this table where you can put the date in first column, then in second the name of the thematic week, which will probably include the very topic you're going to work on. And then in the third column you have articles, so the results, written or approved articles, and in the last one you have organizers, so you have volunteers who initiated it and who you can talk to if you have some problems understanding some of the plans on thematic weeks. So this is also the way to improve the collaboration between Wikipedians and Wikimedians. Sometimes there is quite a gap between these groups. I don't know if this is something that is present in your community, but for example, I'll add example from Wikimedia Serbia's community. We sometimes have volunteers who are not editing Wikipedia, but helping within the organizational work, so they can organize an event, they can help creating a list of articles for the competitions for the thematic weeks or editathons. They can help translating something for the organization. So they are not Wikipedians, but they really help the work of organization. So sometimes we want to, better network these two groups, and thematic weeks are the way to do it. So they can organize joint thematic weeks, and one group can actually edit articles, the other group can help planning the week, the topic, the list of articles, etc. Then you can ask community to participate in organization of Wikimedia Serbia thematic weeks. They can suggest some of the topics, or as I said, list of articles or barn stars, etc. And Wikimedia Serbia can help the actually increasing the visibility of communities' thematic week. So we usually write a blog post. We use our communication channels to spread the word about the thematic week. We use mailing lists, our site, social networks, etc. So we can cooperate better with our core Wikipedia community. We also had 2 thematic weeks aimed to improve quality of student seminal papers. Most of you probably have some kind of education program, and within the education program, students are writing articles on Wikipedia, and when they do that, they had, of course, mistakes because they are newcomers, and that's why we are organizing this week, so we can work on increasing the quality of their work. So everything there, everything here mentioned is helping better understanding and communication between our community members. Of course, we have some mistakes and we should learn from it. The timeline, for example, is of an essence. So we don't want to pile up the weeks, so community members are overwhelmed. We had that situation last year during the pandemic when we had a lot of online events, and because those online events should replace the offline events. So we actually created some balance between thematic weeks, editathons, competitions, so the community members can really choose what they want to participate in. You also should communicate the definition of topic and timeline with the community, because community wants to help and wants to see that this process is transparent, that they can also give their suggestion and comments on that. And how this can be implemented in other chapters and community. So first of all, you should listen to your community. So show them this model, show them the results and the examples from other chapters and communities, and see if they find this interesting or applicable on other language versions of Wikipedia. This is good because, as I said, transparency is really important. And on the other hand, they want to be listened, they want to be heard, and they want to give some feedback. Then you can find out the topics. So as I said, these can be challenging because we want to cover those topics that are not covered well. So you can do that if you give the opportunity to the community to suggest the topics. So they can do that by writing on a village bump. They can do that by you can create some survey, so they can actually, give their suggestions, but also you can give them some of the options you're thinking about. Also, you can create a wiki page where you will list your weeks, so you will have clear timeline and avoid overlaps, so people actually don't be confused by the dates you're organizing your thematic weeks. Then you can keep your community informed all the way the process goes. This is really important because some community members think they are not included enough, and that sometimes they kind of are excluded. So we don't want to do that. And they can be involved by, suggesting the grading system. We don't have the awards. We don't have the places like the first, the second, the third, but we have this rule. So everyone who writes or improves at least 5 articles gets a barn star. So you can ask your community, okay, what do you think the grading system will be the best one for our context? Do you have some suggestions? Do you have some ideas we can work on, etc.? Then you can create a page with a list of suggested articles for writing and improving. This is a really nice way to include your community, and I can click here to show you how this page is. Sorry, I just probably need to share this window as well. Oh, sorry. Let me just show you this window, just a second. So here it is. You can see here, I'm sorry, something is not probably working. Okay, you can see the presentation, the wiki page where we did some definition of the topic. This is a page where we wrote about the medicine. You can see the participants, then the rules we set, barn stars. Here you can see how we edited it. And of course, tables of written and improved articles with the participants. Also, you can put some useful tips for them and create a list of articles they can write or improve. So let me just share. So our presentation is here. This is a page I'm suggesting you to create in order to have a successful thematic week. Let me just. Okay, and this is a wiki page. I'll share this presentation where you add that table I've mentioned in some of the previous slides. So at the end of it all, you can ask your community for feedback. Because your community wants to give you suggestions how you can change some things and make it even better at the beginning. You can also create a pilot project, for example, for 1 week, and you see how it goes. And on this example, you can learn what you can change within your the organization of your thematic weeks. This is it. Thank you for your attention, and I will go over the Etherpad and see if we have some questions here. Are those thematic weeks inter-projects, including Wikisource, Wikivoyage, Wiktionary, etc.? So no, we did just illustrating the articles. So we included the Wikimedia Commons and Wikipedia articles, but also we had Wikidata, like Finding GLAM campaign, if you have heard of it. So creating the actually some items on GLAM institutions and doing that way. So that's what we did. We didn't do some other projects, but this is actually we had something similar with Wikiquote. If you heard of She Said campaign, we did that as well within the thematic weeks. Sorry. So you can actually use other Wikimedia projects and implement that thematic week on them. So how long in advance do you plan a thematic week? Weeks before, month before, Monday morning? It depends. For example, this is a simple way actually to organize it. And we announce thematic week like 7 days or 10 days before it starts. Because sometimes, people, if they heard like a month ago, they will forget about it. So we do that announcing, we did it 7 days before the start, and about the planning, we do that like you can really easily do that in 20 days, because the most important part is to create a list of articles. This is the really core of the thematic week. You can use the rules that are set previously in some other thematic week. You can use also some of our rules with some translation and localization, and that's pretty much it. I wanted to say something more. I just slipped my mind for the planning part. Yes, you can also include those volunteers to create the barn stars. So if you can have them at the moment, if you need to wait for them, just include that time in your planning process. So you can just think about that as well. Do we have some other questions? So I can read this note, comment. This talk made me very happy as I spent hours during this kind of job without so much feedback. It's great to see enthusiasm about the kind of collective impulsion. Thank you. So I wanted to share this because this is actually really, really simple way to engage your community and to make them talk, make them arrange things, make them networking more, and really had a good time by doing that. Okay, I'll just see if we have more questions or notes. And I think we are about to finish our session. So thank you all and see you soon.